Alright guys, in this video I'm going to continue my campaign for GolfNet, and I'm now organizing the data that I brought in my last video on keyword clustering, and I'm going to show you how to get in campaign data, how to map keywords to pages, how to see current positions, and a lot of different things here. So the first thing I want to do is go through the brand column, and I'm just marking it no or yes. So GolfNet is a no, it's not a brand. Net rate return is a brand. And then you have skills, Callaway, etc. Now, I have gone through this here, and in between we're going to have things that are definitely not related to our niche or vertical. It's things like tennis, you have softball. I'm just going to delete those. So if you have a e-commerce store and you have a specific category that you want to rank really well in, this is a perfect way to go about it. You get insight into what people are searching for, and you're going to understand a little bit better, what is the demand, what people want, what are they looking for. So I think at this point we're down to 30 searches per month here, and there are a lot of keywords here with little to no searches. So I'm just going to go down. You remember, if you watched the video yesterday, I organized things by transactional, commercial versus the informational, and I'm going to go all the way down here, and I am going to delete these. So I'm going to delete. There we go. I'm going to clean things up here below as well. All right, now we have 3 segments. So we have commercial, branded, non-branded, and we have informational. And I want to go and take my commercial content, that's going to be products and collections, and I'm going to sort that data, sort on the brand. So I'm going to go C, and so we're going to have no at the top, and then if I go down here, we're going to have yes. So yes is going to be our brands. Okay, and then the no, these are categories. I'll just color code this to make it look nice. There we go. Okay, so now we have all of these categories, and you can go then through this, and so we have GolfNet and Mat. This is a really good. This is with less keyword difficulty and less search volume, obviously, but it's a little bit longer tail, probably easier to rank. GolfNet for backyard. I mean, these are just fantastic keywords. Golf chip net, simulator, pop-up. Then you get into things like this where you don't have actual GolfNet, but you have the material. Maybe something most people don't have. I don't know if inflatable GolfNet is a thing, but you can, if you just keep it here and then later see if you have products for it. Heavy duty, cheap, target, so something that you place inside the net, I guess. Soccer golf net, maybe we can check that later on. So it's about reviewing the data. Net return, no fly zone, I don't think that's related. Just gonna delete that as well. Hanging, okay, so we have a lot of things, and what we need to focus on here is the site structure. Okay, so we're going to have this one as the main category. You're going to add that to the menu. So if you have a golf store and you're going to have like golf bags, golf shoes, whatever, and then golf nets. When you hover over golf nets, you want to have a mega menu that drops down, and it's going to be, chipping, driving, simulator, and you're going to just show people all of these categories, and they're going to find what they're looking for really fast. Someone looking for heavy duty is just going to find it right away, and it's going to help with engagement. People are going to find things faster. They're going to spend more time on your store and not bounce. Okay, so this is really good. We have now organized this section, and yeah, net return review. So this is a brand plus review, and it's sitting here in the wrong section. I'm going to take this down here. mark this, right? No, not. Just gonna have it like this. Okay, so obviously you need to go through this section as well. Do you have these brands? You know, do you want to create content? If you are a DTC brand with your own products, creating comparison guides against the big guys here would be a good idea. These are like high search volume. You can steal their traffic if you do like comparison guides, your brand versus that brand. But if you have, for example, you know, Callaway and Hack and these things, comparing these brands against net return, for example, reviewing net return and sending traffic from that article to your products, where you go like, yeah, net return is good, but you know, pricing wise, we would recommend Skills or you know, what, a Rocket with the same return feature, just at a lower price, and you can then use that to your advantage and get traffic that's otherwise would go to a competitor. So things like that is what you want to look out for here, right? And then you can go into the information section and see what people are searching for. So we now have this organized by keyword data, right? Not on the cluster. You can see net return volume on the keyword is 2,700, but combined, when you combine all the keywords, you get up to like 6,800. So there's some hidden keywords in here that might be really good if you have that brand. Same with best golf net. Check this out. So 800 and 4,400. So if you look at this keyword, just doing keyword research, you're going through looking at the tools, you see best golf net 800, you go, maybe not that much volume, 4,430 when you combine all the keywords. So this is a fantastic keyword. You just need to make sure that you take a look at the keywords within it to see what it is that's driving all the volume and optimize it. So best golf net for backyard, for example, might have decent volume, and we can go into these here, but we also have the Ahrefs data here. Let's take a look. I think I copied best golf net for backyard. Okay, that's here. It has 200, and you don't create a separate article for best golf net for backyard. You create it with the best golf net article. You have a section. You know, you have a category. There's just best golf net for, you know, backyard, garage, best for this and that. Kind of a listicle, and then you just rack up a lot of search volume. So it's fantastic. So let's get back into this. So this would be an article definitely that you should create and, you know, spend some time on and do it properly and go through, but probably should do the same thing here where this is within, so you can see that this is now sitting in the commercial section, but this is an obvious information keyword. So I'm just going to drag it down here. There we go, and I'm going to change the label to informational here. I don't know why that's happening. It's because this is a VLOOKUP field. So we have to go in to our data here and change it there because it's just pulling in data from there. But I can also just delete it and do informational like that. All right, so this is how you build up something, some tasks. So we want to write this article. Do it yourself. GolfNet, and that's a good keyword. I don't know. Golf simulator setup would be more interesting, where you can go like, yeah, you buy this golf mat, you buy this net, but someone just looking to buy this would be a no for me, I think. So let's just delete this. Best golf net is a good one. How far is the top golf net? I don't know what that means. What is a net score? This is not a good one. So I would go through this. A lot of keywords that are not correct, you know, taxes and net income that we accidentally scraped with all other keywords, which is fine. We can just delete it. It's better to have a little bit too many keywords than miss out on the keywords that we want to have here. So yeah, the next step would be to bring in if you have a store is actually to map this keyword to actual pages. So let me go and find a random store and show you how that looks like. All right, so Bighorn Golfer, let's take a look here. So we have this category here, nets. And if I click this, it gets into golf nets, indoor, outdoor. And then we have Spornia, Net Return, Sig Pro, and Rooked. Okay, so 4 brands. And if we get back here, we have GolfNet main category, GolfNet and Mat. And their categories like GolfNet, indoor, outdoor. So this would be a good fit for the main category. Okay, so let's start this process. So we have this page. Okay, page. And then if we go into their sitemap and we search for GolfNet, we only have 4 things. So we have GolfNet, Net Return, the brand, and then the category we just had, and then the brand. So they don't have anything else. If they had like 20 collections around GolfNet, they had shipping and indoor and all of this, then we would go and try and map things to the correct place. Now, this means that this is very simple. We just go ahead and see if we have a product fit for GolfNet and Mat. And it's simple to do that. You know, you just see it straight away, GolfNet and Mat, Turf and Mat, same here. So this is a category they have. And let's just change this to product. Obviously, yes, and then you can just go through the mapping process and figure out what products you have for what categories. If you are the brand owner, this should be very easy to just go through it. Indoor, obviously, yes. Backyard, yes. Garage, shipping, simulator. I have no idea. Find simulator. Simulator Bay, that's not the same thing, but I'm gonna say yes here. Okay. Whoops. So yes. All right, so we're gonna go and we're going to get the rank data for this as well. So I'm gonna go Site Explorer. Let's see what they rank for. This ranks for quite a bit of keywords. So this one ranks for GolfNet for backyard, which is, I guess, another keyword. So it's not the correct page. So this ranks high. And if you get into it, I'm gonna open this up. Maybe I can just do it here. So sometimes the clustering is not perfect. So we can make a decision here that to optimize this page for this keyword and to move this keyword into this cluster. And so we just have to make that decision. Because this is very close to the top 10, it's probably best to keep this keyword as part of this section here, but it's probably one of the, then we do it like this. And then we get a bunch more data into our cluster here. So, okay. And then we just delete this. Keep things simple. Or we can just create another page and this page links to this page. And then it's just passing through the information and we optimize this really well for the backyard. and that should rank really fast. So maybe we just do that. But I'm going to go through and do this because we know that we don't have any pages. It's going to be create this, indoor for garage, chipping, simulator, pop-up, professional, portable. I was going to go no. I have no idea if we have inflatable golf net. Ball return. This is an interesting category. Not a lot of search volume, but this is, I guess, a higher price point. We're going to do create, retractable. I guess that's something to do with golf simulators as well. And heavy duty, we don't want to do cheap. Unless you have cheap and you want to market yourself as having cheap products, then go ahead. Golf range, 10 by 10. Impact screen. Pitching, foldable. And then basement. I think this is good. I think we now have a lot of categories to create. Let me just organize this. These two, I'm just gonna keep it here. So I'm gonna go down here. And there we go. We now have the main category being this one, and then we have 19 pages. These are subcategories that we can create if you have the products. Okay, let me just go through, has products, yes or no, and then we create the products, and then we add content and we optimize the page. And I will of course go into that in a later video, how to optimize so they actually rank. But the thing is, once you have created everything has content, there's going to be a lot of golf net related pages that are now pointing towards our main collection with the anchors that we want. So we're controlling the rankings with internal links, and we then go ahead and create the blog content as well. We'll go through all the information things, and this one is really good, and we'll find more topics. Get into Ahrefs, get into Reddit, find more topics, and having around 7 to 10 blog topics to support this category is going to allow this page here to rank for the main one and all of the additional secondary keywords as well. And that setup, along with having the right things in the menu, is enough to rank this in the top 5 or something like that, or top 10. If you push 1, 2, 3 internal links, and if you go and do a little bit of link, so let's just golf hitting net, golfing net. Yeah, this is what I was doing earlier, but golf practice, golf hit, golf nets, plural, golfing net. Yeah, so it's ranking okay, but we can now improve it. So let's do that. Normally I would get this data and download it, and we can do that by simply exporting it. Just going to export. Okay, and then we can, so we have position here. So I can copy, I can create a new, and here we can type in rankings. And this would be, I'm going to delete this. And now we can see the main, and I'm going to go here. Okay, I'm going to name this rankings. And this is going to be ranking for the main keyword, obviously. So we're going to equal the lookup. I'm going to formula. I'm going to pick our keyword and then comma. I'm going to go into the ranking data. I just choose everything. I'm going to hit F4 to lock that in, comma, and we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 10 false. And there we go. We can now see, just gonna drag this down. And if you want to clean this up, I can add it here, if error, and then you do it like this, and I think like this, yeah. So you keep your so you can just check out the rankings. So we have pages ranking here, like this one ranks 64, but you obviously could do another lookup and also bring in the actual, I think, the actual URL. So current position is 10. You would do the same thing and do the, you can just do that right now. Page, and then you wanna can just copy this formula, and this should be E11, okay? And when I drag this down, we should have pages. Perfect. Okay, we know that this is all the same collection, and it's ranking, you know, you have page ranking 64 for keyword that's golf range net, but we want to optimize each page for that keyword so it ranks better. So people, when they land there, they actually can find that specific thing. So if you imagine a person that's looking for golf simulator net and screen landing on this page, it's just not congruent, it's not relevant. But if they land on an actual page that has this title, has product matching and information, and then they're more likely to convert, this page is going to rank better. That is what we're doing. We're finding these additional pages to create so we can rank more and drive more revenue. Okay, so the next step is to go and create these pages and get into this category and optimize it for all of these keywords. Maybe not all of them, but the main ones. And we can actually go and, so cluster context rank is when you have all the keywords. So this one has 800 keywords. And if you go here, you have clusters where you have taken the keywords and organized them. So you have much fewer clusters. But if you go here, and we want to go and sort this, we're going to sort this by cluster. Okay. And then we want to do data and filter, clear and golf. Yeah, everything is golf. I don't know how to do a exact match search. Yeah, there we go, GolfNet. Okay, so now we have all the keywords within the, so you can see just a ton of keywords, but the search volume on this is 25,000, and you know, you're up to 20,000 just within the first like 5, 6, 7 keywords. So you don't have to go and optimize for everything, but you know, you can go and see, you know, do you optimize GolfNet? You know, obviously optimizing for Golf Practice Net and GolfNet, you're optimizing for GolfNet. So you just have to create good content and you know, try and sneak some of this keyword in. But anyway, this is how you can actually go about organizing new categories. It's really fast, it's very effective, it's very powerful if you want to go and rank within that category. So I think the next step is to create the pages, add the product, and then update the menu, add content, and we can do that later on. Anyway, this was a longer form video where I just show you a little bit into the process, and I think that's it for now. Yeah, a couple of things to add, that I think it's good to have then get into organizing things on priority. So I think because this is not really ranking, the priority is high, and the tasks that we would assign to this page would be update metadata, create content, optimize keywords, find internal links, create supporting blog content, outreach campaign for external links. If you go through this and you assign these different tasks to different pages, this page would have different tasks because it doesn't exist. So it's basically just create page, create content, link to main collection, link to sub collections, 2 to 3, right? And then you can go through that, but I'm gonna go through more now. I think this is good. But anyway, I hope you like this type of content. It's a little bit more long form, but it should help you organize things if you are trying to rank your store and get some actual results. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right.